there's a whole lot goes on in this particular video that can be beneficial for any breed of horse. Dennis here, Cappel Training and Shoeing. Going to recap the video on how to set up lateral movement. This particular horse that we're using in this video is a trained racking horse, which means that she is trained to, when you hit the saddle, to grab the bit and go. In fact, when the people bought this mare, they told her to not ride her in a snaffle bit because she would just grab the bit and run off with you. And by the way, she's wearing a snaffle bit in this video, so you're going to get to see how I deal with that and how to get her soft in that bridle. You know, the lateral movement is not necessarily an absolute must, but when you have one like her, that whenever she feels any leg come on her, it just means to go forward as fast as you can go. So in order to turn this horse into a safe trail riding horse, we've got to transfer her thought process a little bit so that when she feels your leg come on, she just simply moves away from it. That's the whole point of doing lateral movement. Once she accepts the lateral movement, you'll see in the video that then she gets a pretty good mindset, and we're able to just soften way up on her and let her enjoy the ride as well. There's a whole lot goes on in this particular video that can be beneficial for any breed of horse. You know, the half pass that we're getting her to do is an excellent tool to help a horse become more proficient in taking leads, canter departures, open and closing gates, anything that you need to do to get that horse to cooperate with you better can be accomplished, I believe, easily in this lateral movement. And it's not just necessarily the lateral movement, it is setting it up. And that's what this film is about, setting it up. And what does that mean? Well, you're going to see her a lot of times when I get my body in the position that I need it to be in for her to move laterally away from it, she doesn't understand. So she just a lot of times will start ringing her tail. She starts pushing through her rib cage. She starts moving her hip into my seat and into my leg, sticking her head up in the air. It's less than becoming. It's not very pretty, but I just stay there. I just stay there. I don't put more pressure on her when she's doing that. I just stay there and wait, and she will start searching for a different way of dealing with what she doesn't like. She didn't understand what's being asked of her, so naturally she's going to look for a way out because she feels me up there doing something. She don't know what it means, so she's going to try this, that, and the other to try to get that feeling that she doesn't really like to leave her alone. But you see, coming back to my clear mental picture, I know exactly what I want her to do. I know exactly how I want her body position. I know exactly how I want her face to be. I know exactly how I want her to feel. So when she steps away from, let's just call it pressure, the pressure that I'm applying with my seat, my upper body, and my leg, not a whole lot of leg, but it's mainly in my seat, and she steps away from it, I need to recognize when she is trying to take that step so that she can feel a complete release at that moment. And when she feels that, you're going to see her slow down. You're going to see her lay down some of that anxiety that she's got carrying around in her mind and get really comfortable. So I think it's an extremely good video to watch to learn how to help a horse that is bothered by your legs, how to get them comfortable feeling your legs, and how to get them comfortable and soft onto the bridle. So enjoy it, and glad to have you with us. Thank you.
Dennis, I see you have a horse there. I'm thinking you want to show us something.
Well, I got this little fat horse out here, and when I said my upper body is what I'm using to communicate with this horse, when I want her to half pass to the left. I mean, I want her to look to the left and the hip goes to the left, and have her just going forward and laterally at the same time. So what I do at my upper body to get that is I'll put my left seat bone right in the center of her spine, and that means that my right seat bone is off slightly to the right. I'm not just leaning way off, but I've got there's enough difference in my seat there, and she is open and opened up to the left side so that she can step away. Now, a lot of times when that happens, that shoulder, the shoulder that you're going towards they'll kind of kink and bend like this, and they get tight right here in the rib cage and right in this shoulder, and that causes them to look back the wrong way. Well, when that happens, then I use my left leg, in just a little bumping motion like that, and that's just enough to get her to look back in the direction she's going. When I feel her look back in the direction she's traveling, then I quit bumping her and I quit pushing on her. At that moment, she is in the sweet spot of release, and she just takes a step or two in complete freedom. It's those few steps in complete freedom that give the horse the desire to come on through, and when they feel you up there doing what you're doing. If you're consistent, you got to be consistent with how you ask, and that's key as well. Be consistent in how you ask, wait on them to find it, and then let them put the release in there, and let them have a step or two in freedom if you can. You know, sometimes you don't even get a step. Sometimes you just get a little bit of try, and that's enough freedom to give them a crack into the opening of the door where they can find freedom. That's all a horse is looking for. So I hope you enjoy this video, and just sit back and watch it. You're going to see a lot take place from beginning to end. You're going to see her resist, and you're going to see her agree. So thanks for being with us.